we are continuing to follow those power outages across the Midlands, and we want to give you an update from what we were seeing. This according to poweroutage.us. That last check, 2,000 people were able to have their lights turned back on across the state. Right now, we are still about 3,100 people without power. Most of them are in the upstate, but we were able to calculate the numbers there in Fairfield, Newberry, and Orangeburg. This is a major update that we're hearing this morning. Now, from 95 to just one person without power over in Orangeburg County as of 11 o'clock this morning. Definitely some good news to report. And then over in Fairfield County, they also had about more than 90 people without power. Major improvements there. About 47 customers without power this morning in that area. But this is a big number that we are still seeing. No change from the last time you saw us on the air in Newberry County. They are still reporting 593 customers without power. Duke Energy reporting that in Newberry County, as the mayor of Prosperity says a tree fell on a power line in that area. News 19 Shannon Taylor joining us now with a chat with the mayor, Derek Underwood, and a representative from Duke Energy. So, Shannon, when can customers expect the power to be restored there?
Well, Christy, that seems to be the million-dollar question out here in the town of Prosperity in Newberry County. For what I've heard right now, there is no telling when the power will be restored. But I want to get out of the way and show you one of the reasons why the power hasn't been restored. I'm going to have my photog here, Ryan, zoom into the tree that's on the power line right there. That is blocking a lot of people from having power or waking up with power this morning. But one of the biggest issues and reasons why the Duke Energy workers can't get to that exact tree on the power line is this train track that's right here. And have the mayor here of the town of Prosperity, we have a representative with Duke Energy, and we have a member of town council for the town of Prosperity who are here to speak about the frustrating and almost overnight challenges that they've been facing as to why residents are waking up without power. Now, Mayor, I know when I spoke to you on the phone, you were talking about the frustrations of the residents, small businesses here that are still without power, and I know that frustration is even rising even at this hour.
It is rising, and the fact that we're only able to share information when we receive it, and when we received information that the train was going to be moved at a certain time, and that didn't come through. And as you can see, it's 11 o'clock now, and the train is still in location. So our friends with Duke Power, we're actually going to Plan B, and we're going to bring in another piece of equipment. It's going to have to go through some private property, and it's going to actually have to have some mechanisms to get it, because the ground's saturated, it's wet, and you can't get a normal utility truck back here. So if the train was moved, we could have done this last night at 11 o'clock, but since the train's there and it is yet to be moved, we're going to have to do Plan B and not wait on that, and take the actions in our own hand and make sure that our town can be restored as soon as possible.
And Mr. Lane, with Duke Energy, we have him here. I know we were talking about how power was supposed to be restored from earlier yesterday afternoon, and now it's about maybe 12 hours. You said that you guys have been waiting. I know this is obviously putting a strain on your workers as well. Kind of speak about that.
Yes, ma'am, it is. We dispatched technicians here immediately last night to support the town of Prosperity and clear the first fault that was inside the town. Then when we energized the line, it didn't come hot. We came and we found this, and then we were blocked out, and it has been frustrating. Our employees have been here since before 11 o'clock last night. Here we are 11 o'clock this morning. But the good news is our specialized equipment's on site now. They're working their way down the transmission power lines. They'll be here just in minutes, I think, and I anticipate that in about 45 minutes to an hour we'll have everybody restored.
Which is some good news for the people here of Prosperity. And I know for you were saying that you also woke up without power and have the phones ringing for you too as well with frustrated customers and things of that nature.
People do call because they want to know when the power's coming on. And our utility department is extremely good, and our guys work long hours when they have to, and they make sure that they can be on top of utility issues, and power is one of them. But whenever they called last night and said this is out of our hands, we're going to have to wait for another piece of equipment to come in and for Duke to get here. And Duke was on top of it, so we knew they'd be here immediately if possible. And we're still at 11 o'clock without power, and my phone is still ringing, and there's nothing we can do until we can get a crawler in here to get this tree out of the way. And hopefully that train whatever they do with it, it's what they'll do with it.
And I know for you, Mr. Lane, you did say that, you know, this is almost like a 45 to an hour kind of minute repair. So, you know, when the crews do come in, is that kind of the still estimated time where, you know, maybe later on this afternoon residents can expect some power back?
Yes, ma'am. That's what our on-site technicians have told me. They estimate when we get in here and get set up, which I hope will be just in the next few minutes. I would say inside an hour we'll have this cleared and have this line re-energized and restore power to our customers. We're very frustrated. We've had to wait this long, but we'll be here until it's finished, and we'll do it as quickly and safely as possible.
And then I know for you, Mayor, you were saying that after this, there's going to be some follow-up meetings about what to expect next, so that this doesn't happen again. Just kind of talk about what you're learning here, so that you can use for the next time.
Right. Anytime you have a situation, any type of emergency response, you have to sit back afterwards and make sure that all the steps were taken properly. Right now, something's got to give. This train should have never blocked an access point, regardless of what time of year or what the weather was going to be like. That's something that's unacceptable. And going forward, we're going to have some meetings and some, I guess you could say, a reckoning to figure out how something like this is going to be avoided in the future, because our town deserves better.
And obviously, there's no kind of timestamp on when that power will be restored, but hopefully by the end of the day. Is that kind of accurate?
No, we're going to restore this power in the next several hours. My goal is by 1 p.m.
Well, you heard. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And to get power back on in Prosperity, it has to come up in phases.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just flip a switch, because if you do, it'll blow everything up. So it'll come up in phases like it always does. And if it takes a little bit longer, if something trips once we get it back up, then we're going to have to look at that too. But hopefully, as Theo said, they'll be through here by 1. We've got people that are on standby right now waiting to start flipping switches.
And we'll start with the business district, so they'll be the first to get their power, and we'll notify them immediately.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. And that's the update we have out of no problem. Thank you. That's the update that we have. Some good news for the residents here in the town of Prosperity. I will continue to keep you guys updated both online and on the news station. And even coming up at 11:30, we'll even speak to a resident who expressed to me her frustrations and the things that she's had to do because of this power outage. I'll send things back over to you, Christy, at the desk.
All right, Shannon, thank you so much. Of course, this morning, if you are one of those people still without power, experts are recommending you want to close off your room to avoid wasting any heat. You also want to wear layers of loose fitting and lightweight warm clothing. Also stuff towels or rags and cracks underneath your door. And you want to be sure to eat and drink, but avoid caffeine and alcohol. If you do need to report a power outage in your area, you can always call or submit a report online to your power company.